Welcome to the YWCA's Empowering Leaders video series. Hi, my name is Christina Nussbaum. I'm Chief Revenue Officer at the YWCA, and joining me here today we have John Dortch. And I have to look at my notes because he's President and CEO of Penta Calhoun Street Group, Fort Wayne Ink Spot, and the Preston Joan Group. Welcome, and we enjoy having you here today as our Empowering Leader.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Glad to be here.
Thank you. Well, let's begin by having you share with our audience just a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born and reared in a little town called Camden, Alabama, from a family of 11, 7 girls, 4 boys, me being the youngest boy. After high school, I stayed out 2 years before I went to college. Then, when I decided to go to college, I graduated in 3.5 years with the honors and into college at Tennessee State University, Nashville, Tennessee. And after graduation, I took a job with the Internal Revenue in Nashville, Tennessee. And 2 years there, I ended up in Fort Wayne, Indiana. After interviewing again, I had a job offer in Boston and in Pennsylvania. But I came here in the National Hospital, stayed with them 3 years, left there, went to Parkview Hospital, stayed there 31 years and went through 5 promotions. Last 15 years I was a vice president. And I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, so I left in May of 2004 and started doing what I am doing today.
You don't sleep.
Not a lot, not a lot.
All right, that sounds wild. Wow. Okay, thank you. Why don't you share with our audience just a little bit of the activities that you've been involved with?
I have been very focused on the community. I do a lot of volunteer work. I believe in the 3 T's, at least one of them, not all 3. Time, donate your time, your talent. We all have talents. We might not agree to it or recognize, but we do have talent. And treasure. We can always give back something of the money that we make. That's your treasure. So I do a lot of that in the community. Currently now, I'm operating in my own 3 businesses, the Preston Joan Group, which is a human resource consulting company with 6 clients. Also started Fort Wayne Ink Spot, which is a minority newspaper, in which I give back over 200 copies free every month. The jail gets 80 free copies. The Juvenile Center get 80, the Rescue Mission get 80, and then I give to various other organizations in the community, 80 a month, because the people in those areas, I believe, are somewhat, you might use the term confined, and they don't get a chance to get out and read the paper. The sheriff sent me a note and said that it was one of the most positive papers that he had seen, that goes to the jail. I also have been on several boards in the community, including the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. I started a Black Chamber of Commerce here 11 years ago, and we have an upcoming meeting now. We're forming a relationship with the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber. I have written a total of 3 books. My first book was How I Grew Up. In My Father's House, These Were the Rules. Second book was Built to Lead, A Guide to Mentorship. And I do a lot on mentoring and trying to mentor a lot of young people. And the third book that will be released is 14 Rules to Help You Become All You Want to Become. I am involved again with some things with some young people in a tutoring program. The 8 tenants that I have in the building that I have on Calhoun Street, the Penta CS Group, there's a young lady that's doing a tutoring program there every Saturday and every Sunday because she didn't have a location to go to start out. But the tutoring is going extremely well, and I've been doing some volunteer work for that.
Wow, that is amazing. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
Where do you think our community would be if we didn't have other empowering leaders like you?
I don't think Fort Wayne would be as successful or growing the way it is. Every mayor that's been here And since I've been in this city, I've got to know them. I've had a relationship with them. Currently, Tom Henry, he and I meet quite frequently, and we talk about a lot of issues. And I'm big on diversity. Diversity not in terms of just race, but as I stated earlier, it's 11 in my family. I have 7 sisters, and I'm very strong on the situation where women are very, very capable, they're very talented, but they are not given the opportunities and it's not vocalized as much. Of the 8 tenants that's in the building I have on the Calhoun Street, 4 of those are female, and the youngest one is not even 30 years old. And I'm very happy and pleased by that, because I think women do have a lot to offer, but oftentimes they have faced a lot of issues trying to get to where they want to go. So I do see someday in Fort Wayne there will be a female mayor. I think it could be, should be, and I don't see anything wrong with that. So the community, as far as diversity in terms of race, sex, religion, and all of that, we are making some strides. We still have a way to go. When I was in Toronto last year, that's a city that it doesn't even appear to be any diverse issues, you know. You don't know who anyone, if you look at them, you don't know what nationality they are, anything. They get along extremely well. I want us to get to the day when we do not look at a person like Dr. King said, you know, but we look at them based on the content of their character and not the color or the sex that they are in.
Oh, yes. Sounds like a good place to be.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for being our featured empowering leader. We're very blessed to have you here today.
Thank you.